This is a moment from Trump's national prayer service, the one that had everyone talking. So picture this. All the state officials went to the Washington's National Cathedral for the national prayer event. And there at the lectern was Bishop Mariann Edgar Budde. And she gave a sermon that is described as a sermon, but was a presidential roast in reality. She told the new president to go easy on migrants and members of the LGBTQ community.
And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
You've got Trump, fresh off his oath-taking ceremony, sitting front and center in a fancy church surrounded by his crew, all set for a good holy pep talk, right? But the bishop had other plans. Bishop Mariann Edgar Budde takes the mic. Now, this bishop is known for keeping it real. No sugarcoating, no fluff. And when she starts speaking, you just know it's about to go down. Just watch.
The people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
You could just feel the tension in the room. Trump's face? Priceless. He looked like someone just told him Diet Coke got discontinued. At this point, I'm sure that Trump must have been thinking, I came here for a prayer service or a fucking roast? Can you blame her? She's got the platform, the congregation, and the Holy Spirit backing her up. Trump, on the other hand, was probably dialing up his PR team like,
"You better fix this, and you better fix it now."
And of course, Trump wasn't thrilled. He called the bishop's speech nasty and even demanded an apology.
You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
This is the exact reaction of Donald Trump. The so-called bishop at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone, and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal migrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It is a giant crime wave that is taking place in USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was a very boring and uninspiring one. She is not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. I believe everyone has a right to their opinion on this matter. She too is entitled to hers. But it might have been better to address the issue privately. For instance, after the service, she could have approached and said, "Mr. President, could we have a quick conversation? There's something in my community that concerns me, and I'd like to discuss it." Having an adult conversation in private would have been more appropriate. Now, this situation has become a topic of widespread discussion. It seems she ventured into a politically radical leftist narrative. I'm unfamiliar with the church or its structure, but those in leadership should examine this matter. Her statements from the pulpit do not appear to align with biblical doctrine. If she intends to act as a bishop and criticize the president every time he attends such events, perhaps it's time for the president and Washington, in general, to reconsider attending services at the National Cathedral. On the other hand, the Catholic Church rarely takes a political stance. For instance, recall the inaugural ceremony. Cardinal Dolan delivered one of the opening prayers. Was he political? Not at all. His focus was entirely on the future.
Our President Donald J. Trump, his family, his advisors, his cabinet, his aspirations, his vice president, for the Lord's blessings upon Joseph Biden, for our men and women in uniform, for each other whose hopes are stoked this new year, this inauguration day. We cannot err in relying upon that prayer from the Bible, upon which our president will soon place his hand in oath.
So, what do you think? Was the bishop out of line? Or did she deliver the truth that needed to be heard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more political tea. Because trust me, this kettle is always boiling.